What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most epic superhero movies ever made, Spider-Man: No Way Home. If you haven't seen it yet, major spoiler warning ahead. But if you're ready to relive the magic, let's get into it. The movie kicks off right where Far From Home left us hanging. Mysterio, that master of illusion, has just framed Peter Parker for his own death and, in his final act, revealed to the entire world that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Instantly, Peter's life is turned upside down. He's no longer just a friendly neighborhood hero. He's public enemy number one, hounded by the press, law enforcement, and a public that's completely divided. This isn't just about Peter, though. The chaos completely engulfs his girlfriend, MJ, and his best friend, Ned Leeds. Their dream of going to MIT together is shattered because of their association with him. Every college application gets rejected. Seeing his friends' futures ruined because of him is a weight Peter can't bear. He feels responsible, and that guilt drives him to seek a drastic solution. He remembers Dr. Strange. Maybe, just maybe, the master of the mystic arts can turn back time or cast a spell to make everyone forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So, he heads to the Sanctum Sanctorum. Strange, who's a bit more casual now without the time stone, tells him turning back time is impossible. But he does have another idea, a powerful spell called the Runes of Kofkol, which can erase the memory of Peter's identity from everyone's mind. It sounds perfect, a clean slate. But as Strange begins casting the spell, Peter starts to panic. He doesn't want MJ to forget him, or Ned, or Aunt May. He keeps interrupting, trying to add exceptions to the spell. Everyone but MJ. And Ned. And Aunt May. Each change destabilizes the spell, pushing it to the breaking point. Strange struggles to contain the chaotic magic, and despite his best efforts, something goes terribly wrong. The spell is corrupted. Strange manages to contain it, but he warns Peter that they've tampered with the stability of space-time. He then kicks Peter out, telling him the best they can do now is for MIT to reconsider their applications. Peter tracks down an MIT administrator on her way to the airport, hoping to plead his friend's case. But their conversation is violently interrupted. Suddenly, metallic tentacles erupt from the highway, causing chaos and destruction. It's Dr. Octopus, Otto Octavius, just as we remember him from Spider-Man 2. But there's a problem. He doesn't recognize this Peter Parker. He's looking for his Spider-Man. Peter, using his new iron spider suit with its nanotech, manages to fight him off. He gains control of Doc Ock's tentacles by fusing his nanotech with them, effectively disabling him. Just as Peter gets the upper hand, another familiar, menacing laugh echoes through the air. The Green Goblin, Norman Osborn from the first Spider-Man movie, swoops in on his glider. Before another battle can break out, Dr. Strange appears and teleports both Peter and a captured Doc Ock back to the Sanctum. Down in the Sanctum's undercroft, Strange explains what happened. Peter's meddling with the spell didn't make everyone forget him. Instead, it tore open the multiverse. The spell started pulling in everyone from every universe who knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Strange has already captured one visitor, Kurt Connors, the Lizard. As they talk, Max Dillon, Electro from The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and Flint Marko, the Sandman from Spider-Man 3, also materialize, drawn by the arc reactor in Peter's suit. Strange's plan is simple. Round up all the visitors, put them in a magical box, and then reverse the original spell to send them all back to their own universes, right to the moments they were pulled from. For most of them, that means returning to the moment of their death, fighting their own Spider-Man. Peter, with the help of MJ and Ned, sets out to find the remaining villains. They manage to lure Electro and Sandman into the Sanctum's cells. Finally, Peter senses the last one, Norman Osborn. He finds him in an alley, dazed and confused. The Goblin persona seems to have receded, leaving a scared Norman who doesn't understand where he is or what's happening. He willingly goes with Peter, seeking help. With all the villains captured, Strange prepares to send them back, but Peter hesitates. He's learned that many of them, like Norman and Otto, aren't truly evil. They're victims of their own creations, a faulty inhibitor chip, a volatile goblin formula. Sending them back means sending them to their deaths. Peter's conscience, his strong moral compass instilled by Aunt May, won't let him do it. He believes they deserve a second chance, a cure. This is where Peter and Strange clash. Strange argues that it's their fate, and meddling with it is too dangerous. But Peter stands firm. In a brilliant and unexpected move, he uses his knowledge of geometry to trap Dr. Strange in the mirror dimension, a realm of illusions. He then steals the spell-containing box and Strange's sling ring, a tool for creating portals, and escapes with the villains. Peter takes them to Happy Hogan's apartment, turning it into a makeshift rehabilitation center. His goal is to cure them before sending them back. With help from a repentant Otto Octavius, they start working on solutions. Peter develops a new inhibitor chip for Doc Ock's tentacles, and almost instantly, Otto is back to his old, gentle self. They also create a device to absorb and nullify Electro's powers, but the Green Goblin persona is just waiting for its moment. It re-emerges, twisting Norman Osborn's mind once more. The Goblin convinces the other uncured villains, Electro and Sandman, that they shouldn't give up their powers. They should fight. All hell breaks loose in the apartment building. The Green Goblin attacks Peter viciously. The fight spills out into the lobby, where Aunt May bravely tries to help. In a devastating and heartbreaking moment, the Green Goblin mortally wounds Aunt May with his glider. As she lies dying in Peter's arms, she delivers the iconic line we've all been waiting for. With great power, there must also come great responsibility. She dies, and a grief-stricken, enraged Peter is forced to flee as sirens wail in the distance. He's lost everything. He's a fugitive, alone, and filled with a burning desire for revenge. Meanwhile, MJ and Ned are desperately trying to find Peter. Fiddling with the sling ring, Ned accidentally opens a portal. They call out for Peter, but it's not their Peter who steps through. It's another Spider-Man, the one played by Andrew Garfield. Stunned, they try again, and this time, the Spider-Man played by Tobey Maguire emerges. The multiverse is officially wide open. The two alternate Peters, let's call them Peter 2 and Peter 3, share their own stories of loss and grief. They understand the pain and rage that their counterpart, Peter 1, is feeling. They find him brooding on a rooftop, and together they convince him that killing the Goblin isn't the answer. Aunt May wouldn't have wanted that. They decide to honor her memory by sticking to the original plan, cure the villains. The three Spider-Men team up in a high school science lab, combining their scientific knowledge to create cures for Sandman and the Lizard. They then devise a plan to lure the villains to the Statue of Liberty, which is currently undergoing a renovation to add Captain America's shield. The final battle is nothing short of spectacular. The three Spider-Men work together, their different fighting styles complementing each other perfectly. They swing through the scaffolding, fighting Electro, Sandman, and the Lizard. It's a beautifully choreographed dance of web-slinging and teamwork. They manage to administer the cures one by one. Sandman is returned to his human form, Flint Marko, and the Lizard becomes Dr. Connors again. Dr. Strange, who has finally escaped the mirror dimension, arrives to contain the situation. But the broken spell is getting worse. Cracks are appearing in the sky, revealing silhouettes of countless other figures from across the multiverse who know Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Strange is struggling to hold it all back, and to hold. Just as they seem to have won, the Green Goblin makes his final, brutal appearance. He attacks Peter 1, goading him about Aunt May's death. Filled with rage, Peter 1 brutally beats the Goblin, nearly killing him. At the last second, Peter 2, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, steps in and stops him, preventing him from making a mistake he'd regret forever. In that moment of compassion, the Goblin seizes his chance and stabs Peter 2 in the back. Thankfully, the wound isn't fatal. Peter 1, seeing his chance, grabs the Goblin cure. As the villain lunges, Peter injects him. The serum works. The malevolent Green Goblin persona fades away, leaving a terrified and remorseful Norman Osborn finally free. With all the villains cured, there's only one thing left to do. Peter 1 realizes the only way to protect his world and close the multiverse rifts is to complete the original spell. But this time, there can be no exceptions. Everyone must forget Peter Parker. He shares a heart-wrenching goodbye with the other two Peters, thanking them for everything. Then, he finds MJ and Ned. He promises them he'll find them afterward and make them remember him. He shares a final tearful kiss with MJ and then swings away as Doctor Strange casts the spell. The world forgets. Peter Parker ceases to exist in the minds of everyone he's ever known. He is truly alone. In the final scenes, we see Peter trying to reintroduce himself to MJ and Ned at the coffee shop where they work. He has a whole speech prepared. But when he sees them happy, safe, and on their way to MIT, he can't bring himself to do it. He sees the bandage on MJ's head from the final battle, and realizes that bringing them back into his dangerous life would be selfish. He makes the ultimate sacrifice, choosing to protect them by staying away. The movie ends with Peter in a small, bare apartment. He's stitched together a new, classic red and blue Spider-Man suit, all on his own. He listens to a police scanner, and as a call comes in, he leaps out the window and swings through the snow-covered city. He's no longer the Avengers' protégé with high-tech gear. He is just Spider-Man, a true friendly neighborhood hero, anonymous and dedicated to his promise. And that's the epic, emotional, and game-changing story of Spider-Man: No Way Home. What a ride! What was your favorite part? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. See you next time.